All right, we're good. At 9:37, we'll call this meeting to order. Rise for the invocation.
Dear Lord, as we begin this new year, we humbly ask for your guidance, wisdom, and unity. We pray for your blessings upon the board members and staff of the appraisal district. Grant us clear communication, mutual respect, and cooperative spirits. Help us work together with fairness, integrity, and understanding, always keeping the common good at the center of our decisions. May our efforts be fruitful and beneficial to all we serve. Amen.
Pledge allegiance to the flag. To the republic. Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. Pledge allegiance to the Texas. Showing the roll call of the directors.
Yes, sir. Kevin Kishnick.
Here.
Devin Bachta.
Here.
Susie Sullivan.
Here.
Ed Bennett.
Here.
Caitlin Chu.
Here.
John Cudd.
Here.
Leanne Haviland. Gabriela Hillpole.
Here.
James McGill.
Here.
Deborah Morin, Chief Appraiser.
Here.
Melissa Vela, Attorney. Here. And Brian McCabe Cielo.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Call this meeting to order and determination of a quorum. The meeting of the Board of Directors of the Nueces County Appraisal District has been called to order, and let the record show that a quorum of board members are present, that this meeting is duly called, and that the notice of this meeting has been posted in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act, Government Code 551, and any conflict of interest affidavits have been received and placed on file as required by law. And do we have any public comment?
No.
Okay. Okay. Item number 5, execution statement of officer.
So Gabby has already signed her statement of officer, and so Deborah and Devin, if you'll sign and date the statement of officer. And then after that, we'll take up the next item, which is the oath. I think you can call the next item.
Okay, item number 6, swearing in of our newly appointed board of directors and members and chief appraiser. And the Honorable David Klein will officiate this.
Thank you all for having me here this morning. It really is a privilege to be able to administer these oaths. Mr. Bachta, do you want to come up and stand next to Gabby?
You're
Gabby, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, David. Nice
Okay.
to see you.
Both of you raise your right hands, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully execute the duties of the office of Nueces County Appraisal District Board Director and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and the state of Texas, so help you God?
Yes, I do.
All right, thank you.
So if you'll sign your oath, and then at the, before Judge leaves, he'll sign it as well.
All right, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Judge Clark.
Where do you want to?
Thank you.
Raise your right hand, please. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that you will faithfully execute the duties of Nueces County Appraisal District Chief Appraiser and will, to the best of your ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution and laws of the United States and of the state of Texas? So help you God. Thank y'all.
Thank you. And then we'll move on to item number 7, election of officers, chair, vice chair, and secretary. And I think the best way to do this would be to take all the nominations and then we can vote accordingly. And then we'll take the nominations for all 3 positions. And then we'll vote on, if there's more than one nomination, we'll vote on them individually. If we just have one nomination for each one, then we'll just do it as a slate. If y'all have a problem with that? No? So who wants to be chair?
Devin.
Who?
I nominate Devin to be chair.
Any other nominations?
I
for chair?
nominate Kevin.
I would prefer to be chair.
Okay.
So respectfully.
Didn't
decline
know that.
Yeah, we don't discuss these things ahead of time, so, yeah, last year when I took
Not a
chair.
problem.
Yeah,
Not
last
a
year.
problem. They don't have to
Yeah,
explain
I just-
anything.
No, I do. Last year when I took chair, I wanted to, I kind of agreed to this for 1 year, but I would really like to see somebody else for chair. So. Do we have any other nominations for chair? And Devin, you accept the nomination?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So,
Take a vote.
we'll go and take the vote then. We'll take, all in favor of Devin?
Aye.
Motion carries. Congratulations. All right. And then, vice chair, I need a nomination for vice chair.
I nominate Susan.
And I'm gonna Caitlin.
Okay, so we have a nomination for Susie, we have a nomination for Caitlin. Any other nominations?
I withdraw my nomination. Caitlin. I nominate Caitlin.
Okay. So, John Cudd, withdraws his nomination, so, any other nominations?
Yes, he did.
Any other nominations? Closed nominations. Motion to approve Caitlin as a vice chair by acclamation. All in favor?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations, Caitlin. You've been volatile.
I think this is a trap. Happy
I think so too. All right, and then, nomination for secretary, I nominate, Susie Sullivan.
I second.
I nominate Kevin Keisha.
I decline.
Nominate Susie.
Appreciate that, though.
I can nominate you also.
Any more nominations? Okay, I close nominations. All in favor of Susie for secretary?
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion carries. Congratulations.
Okay, so at this point, you'll swap spots
We'll
with
swap
Devin
spots. Well,
and
actually, I
Devin.
won't swap spots,
Okay,
'cause I'm-
okay. So Devin, you take over. Congratulations.
Susie? Bring that.
Move over here to the picture.
This is what I get for
Yeah,
complaining that
Devin.
nobody would sit next. Okay.
Probably so.
Kevin had called it.
We'd already called it, so,
Oh my God, so I think you're good tonight.
you'll go ahead.
We're at number 9 on the agenda, which is a discussion and or action on our consent agenda. Any questions on the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second. Second. Motion and second, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed, same sign? Next on the agenda is discussion and or action to approve taxpayer liaison officer.
Hello, so Happy New Year and congratulations. So we have Mr. McCabe here as our TOO for the next year. The contract was he's already signed the contract and agreed. Nothing changed from what Terry had to what Mr. McCabe has. It's for a year, so everything is the same, just like name change.
So do we need to take action to approve
Yes.
the contract?
Yes, so made.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign?
Mr. McCabe.
I'm gonna give your first report.
To say, Mr. Chair, that being here at TLO for 3 days, everything's no protests, no controversies, no issues. Pleased to be here. Thank you for signing the contract. My thrust right now is just obviously get my feet on the ground, and I've met with the appraiser, I've met with the chairman of the ARB, and wanted to make sure that we have sufficient numbers of auxiliaries. There are 4 conference rooms, 5 conference. There's a bunch of them up there. And if y'all hadn't been there, there's been some good remodeling and they're very, very looking good. And I want to make sure because when we get going, if there are 6 panels, that's 18. Right now, I think there are 19, but I have to confirm that. And historically, after the first couple of 3 hearings, 2 or 3 people drop off. So we didn't know this. We didn't realize this was going to be it. And we don't want to get in a scramble. So that's really my goal this month, is to get that done and be ready for next month. Appreciate it. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you.
Move right along. Discussion and or action to approve the chief appraiser's appointment of agricultural board members.
Yes, and that is under tab 12. You should have a list of the Ag Advisory Board members. And so it's just an action to receive and accept. We usually have 1 meeting a year and with the Ag Advisory, and they go over surveys and agricultural information. And we, I think the majority of these people have been on the board before. So there's only one new member, and that's Wesley Wright. So other than that, all the others are returning. And per section of the code 6.12, all they do is advise in their capacity.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
Motion and second, all in favor? Any opposed, same sign? Board is approved. Next up on the agenda, discussion and or action regarding name change from Nueces County Appraisal District to Nueces Central Appraisal District, and approve the resolution.
Yes, actually.
All right.
So what we have seen is that all of the larger or tier 1 CADs have been changing their name from, for example, Travis County Appraisal District to Travis Central Appraisal District. Harris has changed to Central Appraisal District. Dallas, Tarrant, I believe Bear CAD also. And so we want to follow suit with that. And so we inquired of those appraisal districts to determine how they actually went about changing the name. And it's good because it kind of separates the county from actually what the appraisal district does. So we have this resolution that'll start the process. If you all approve the resolution, we'll move forward to all the changes that need to be made, letterhead, notification to the comptroller, notification to the IRS, financial accounts, etc. We hope to, with the adopted approved resolution, we hope to put this in place by April the 1st, when notices go out.
And so actually, I'm sorry, part of the motion would have to be a date certain. That's part of the resolution. So whoever makes a motion, if that's the case, if you'll also identify the date certain that it would take effect.
And really the reason,
Deborah,
the reason for this.
sorry,
Oh, go ahead.
can I have just a short question? What does it cost the appraisal district to do that change?
It will probably take just a few $1,000s, couple $1,000s max to put everything in place that needs to be in place to move forward.
But we're gonna
Okay,
change the
thank you.
signs outside too, aren't we?
We'll change the signs that actually say county on it, yes, and the decals.
I think it's only a few $1,000.
It'll probably be less than $5,000. Yes, sir. We recently had the fleet decaled, and it wasn't that expensive.
I'm surprised.
It'll be that piece probably just taken off. Like, we won't discard and get new. We'll probably recycle to save
But how
money.
about the building sign?
It's just the one piece that says county that we'll have to change.
And we can still use the C.
We can still use NCAD where we can. You know, because it's still,
I think it's wise, because the county has nothing to do with the operation of this, and it confuses the public. It better identifies it as its sole individual entity. It's kind of been on one of my lists of wants for quite some time, and I think it's well time past when we should do that, because, you know, everybody says, oh, it's the county. Well, it's not the county. The appraisal district is for all the taxing jurisdictions. It's not just for the county. And it'll better identify that, make it a clearer separation.
Any other discussion?
I'll make the motion to change the Nueces County Appraisal District name change effective, make the name change to Nueces Central Appraisal District effective March 31st, 2025.
26.
26. Yeah, 26.
All right, we have a motion.
Whole year's passed.
I'll second. Second. All in favor? Aye. Opposed, same sign. Passes. Put on the agenda, update on the computer assisted mass appraisal system, the RFP and timeline.
so I'd like to report that we're on task, moving forward with our CAMA RFP, and everything's going smooth. We'll be reporting on it until we see it come to fruition.
You know what the timeline is right now?
We're working on that. So as, just to be fair to all, we'll be reporting on it by the next month.
Any questions? Okay, we'll move on down to, then we need discussion and or action to approve the final 2024 financial audit.
So we're hoping to get we're asking the board to discuss and or action to approve the 2024 financial audit. Here we have Jeff Smith from Golan, Morales and Smith as well again. We presented you with the final report itself from the firm. Yeah.
Good morning. Happy New Year to most of you. Special happy birthday to one of my fellow CPAs, and glad to see that the CPAs are shining on the board these days, so taking over some spots. As you remember, I guess it was November, we presented a draft as we were trying to just get in front of the board and get information out to you guys. So that after a couple of reviews, a couple of revisions, working with Kayla and Irma, we believe this is the final audit report, and so we bound it and presented it to you. As mentioned, this was kind of already presented once, so we're going to keep it very high level and just kind of walk through it. And then I did receive a question this morning regarding a question from the board, and I'll address that issue. I'll answer that question best I can once I'm done. All right, so here we go. If you'll turn over a couple pages in to the independent audit report, it does state that we have audited the financial statements of Nueces County Appraisal District for the year ending December 31, 2024. And in our opinion, the financial statements present fairly in all material respects the financial position of Nueces County Appraisal District as of that time. During the audit, we do exercise professional judgment, identify and assess the material misstatement, obtain an understanding of internal controls, and evaluate the appropriateness of accounting policies. All right, so we're going to flip over to page number 5. Again, we'll just keep the highlights to a minimum on the management's discussion analysis. Again, this is the opportunity of management to give highlights to the financial statements. It does state the district's assets and deferred outflows exceed its liabilities and deferred inflows by $6.8 million as of December 31, 2024. And of that amount, $5.4 million is unrestricted and may be used to meet the district's ongoing obligations. During 2024, the district's net position did increase 1.1 million, generally due to a combination of higher revenues from investment earnings and rendition penalties, less personnel expenses, and lower outlays for capital assets. The general fund does report a fund balance of 4.6 million, net increase of 1.2 million during the year. Of that total, 243,000 is unspendable form, and 4.3 is committed. There's no unassigned fund balance. All right, let's move over to page number 8. That's table A-1. Again, we've been through this, just kind of a highlight to it. You can kind of see the comparisons year over year. The total net position again did increase 1.1 during 24, primarily due to higher ending cash balances, increased deferred outflows related to pensions, and lower near-term liabilities. Over to page number 10. It's important to note that 2024 revenues did total 10.29 million, primarily 97% annual amounts received from the district's funding entities which the district serves. The remainder of revenues are from ancillary revenue generating activities. Revenues are 425,000 higher than 2023, primarily due to higher funding received from taxing entities and higher investment earnings. 2024 expenses did total 9.1 million, which is a decrease of 276,000 from prior year. Over to page 11. Motor vehicle expenses do represent fuel and maintenance of the district's vehicle fleet. Cost for 16,000 more than 23, mostly due to repairs and maintenance and higher gas prices. Professional services total 1.99 million and increased 33,000 from 2023 levels. Most of this increase is due to legal and litigation costs. Again, the fund balance for general fund did increase by 1.2 million. Turning over to page 12, just down at the bottom, you see the budget versus actual. As mentioned, the 1.2 excess revenues over expenditures. Over to page number 14. Just briefly, this is governmental funds balance sheet statements. Try to pick something new to talk about. Just try to pick something new to say. And so you look at cash assets, you'll see the 7.89 million. Just to talk about the Nueces financial statements, because I rarely do. If you'll flip over to page 28 real quick, you'll see the breakdown of that 7.89 million. That broke out between bank accounts, which we consider to be demand deposits, and your investment accounts. And again, if you go to the bottom of the fund balance sheet, you'll see that 6.8 million in net position. Over the next page, the revenues and expenditures on page 15. Again, these have been talked about to some extent and will be talked about a little further in a minute, but you will see your fund balance in the year 4.6 million. Go to page 16. The really only interesting thing to talk about, I guess, is your estimated claims payable. That 55,000, those are claims that we know of that were occurred in 2024 and prior years and were paid in 2025. Over page 19 begins the note of the financial statement. I will direct you to page 23. Nueces County District President does recognize the liability for compensated absences such as vacation, sick leave, and paid time off in accordance with GASB Statement 101, compensated absences, which is a new pronouncement for 2024. When we did apply the new pronouncement and a different method of changing your accrual, the total difference was $4,024. So not a major change. Again, on page 28, we address the cash balances. I'm going to just go over to page number 40 real quick. So I give you a little more detail. Page 40, the independent audit report on additional information does state the schedule of expenses is presented for purposes of additional analysis and is not a required part of the financial statement. But turning over to page 41, it's nice to get a little bit of a detail of what makes up those large amounts on the income statement. So you'll see the breakdown there for personnel services, supplies and operating expenses, and professional services. And then, as addressed before in the prior year, there was a communication of significant deficiencies, and on page 41, you will find that finding related to bank reconciliation. Okay, so a couple of things. One, that's the audit in and of itself. The question that I was posed, that it came to me, was that there was a question regarding security expense. How that security expense is allocated currently under operating expenses. Normally, the statement goes that if it's part of a day-to-day cost that's done internally, you would use it as an operating expense. But I did want to point to you guys that your professional services list on page 41, that this is currently what you do record as professional services. So, you know, the IRS statement states that if you have a specialized security detail for an individual or an event, that would become more of a professional service. Anything other than that's just considered a standard operating expense. Okay, but you guys do list quite a bit of stuff under here that wouldn't be considered a specialized or detailed operation under your professional services. But our recommendation based on the IRS statement is that you would leave just a general security operation under operating expenses. That was the question I had posed to me. So I just wanted to kind of point that out, state what we found based on that information. Any questions?
I've got a question.
Yes, sir.
This was done as of a year ago.
Yes, sir. This is the 2024 audit.
Have you done subsequent procedures to see the bank reconciliation is now being done?
We got in touch with a third-party CPA that the district has brought in to assist in any issues that they've had with those bank reconciliations. But I will tell you that as of November, when we were wrapping it up, they were still finishing up 2024. So part of the finding was based on that statement. We have not touched base since with the third party. We have discussed with the third party and been in communication with that CPA firm regarding their participation and help, but we have not followed up on where they're at yet. I would imagine that since they're just kind of coming in, I think we just heard the other day from the person that's going to be working with you guys, they're probably still implementing their setup. As I mentioned last year, the 2025 will probably have the same finding simply because of timing. You know, GASB does regulate, they expect the bankruptcy statements to be done within 60 to 90 days. Due to your transition of lead in your accounting, there was a fall apart there, a little bit of delay, but that, as far as I know, for 2024, I know for 2024 has been resolved, and I know that working with Deborah and Irma, they are making moves to make sure that 25 and going forward is resolved. Yes.
I have a question, Jeff.
Yeah.
Do you remember last year's date on submitting? So, you know, we're behind, right? And this is dated November 2025. What was it dated last year?
I know it was in May.
Okay.
For some reason, I want to say May the 11th, because I think I mentioned that point a couple times that, you know, we were behind. We knew we were behind in getting it done. You know, it's just, it's a procedural thing. I think that procedure's been fixed. I know there was a question brought up earlier, when shall we start? You know, it's a December 31, 2025 audit coming up. We are January, I don't even know, 8th. Birthday. Yeah. You know, normal process for us is 90 to 120 days to start an audit, which gives you time to close your books and do that. You know, we would love to get back into an April, May timeframe. That would be the plan.
How much are we paying for the outside firm to do the bank? Is it like a fixed rate or is it?
Their engagement letter states up to 40,000, not to exceed 40,000. And it's going to depend on the scope of work that they actually provide to us.
And who's monitoring the hours?
So I'm monitoring with them, but we haven't started. And so on my chief appraiser report, I was planning to update you all on that. They will get started this week. As of Friday, they've already started requesting information. We don't want to have the same situation come forward where we're not timely. So I firmly believe that we need to have the 25 audit within the first quarter of the following year.
Well, I mean, I would just say that I don't know that the first quarter is probably manageable if you're wanting to be done by March. I don't know to the extent, again, as was just stated, that the CPA firm hasn't even started. I don't know the extent of your 25 completion. So I'm just going to be more optimistic and say April, May is probably more doable based on the time frame. But I would love to get a first quarter audit out for you. Make me happy to get it off the books. So,
We'll do what we can
yes.
together.
Again, to the extent of the third party, I don't know what all the arrangements are for them to do the work. No questions. This is your final audit. Thank you all for your help and understanding as we work through.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you.
There's no other questions, and need a motion to approve.
A second?
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Passes.
Thank you, Joe.
You, Jeff.
Discussion or action to approve year-end budget line item transfer.
Yes, so we have provided you with the line item transfers that were requested from our previous meeting in December. So these are our line item transfers. This is what accounts and what are needing to be transferred to cover the overrun.
Anybody have any questions?
Doesn't look like there's anything real significant. It looks like it's just very operational.
We did, yes. So we had a reflection of contracts and security change, cost of increase on supplies and membership dues, subscriptions, the contract for the appraisal services, mineral contract that also needed big of an overrun since we had two contracts that we were trying to move from TY Pickett to board law and different, so that also increased. And then legal fees on the more hearings for ARB, more arbitrations. Those are the things that we came across of the cost of variance or an overrun.
Okay. If there's no other questions, I'll take the motion to approve the meeting. Yep. Line item transfers, the budget.
So move.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed, same sign? Guess you're still up.
Yes.
Report debt by the current.
Yes, so the next coming up would be our Microsoft 360 licenses. That's with Dell, and that comes up due in July of 2026. That's our next contract that will be.
What about the depository?
We are gonna do a RFP for
Okay.
that. As we stated last meeting, we will have to post it and get that done this month.
Okay. And so that'll go out this month, and when is it due by?
It
June?
expires in May.
In May, okay. So the new depository would start June 1, correct? Okay. And have we sent that out to financial institutions to get any notification?
I believe that it has to be posted on the newspaper,
Okay,
so they can have a chance to submit an art.
okay.
And you're
Yeah.
doing that this month, January.
But do y'all have a goal of like trying to stick with local, like
No longer.
the one that used to be or Frost or is that y'all's like, I don't know, I guess we don't have a policy, but maybe just your,
I
what we
think-
normally do.
I think after discussing it short with Irma, we put out the RFP and whoever submits then we go from there. Be fair and equal about it. We don't know who's going to submit. If our existing bank will submit, they'll submit, and whoever else submits, and then we'll go through.
Most of the small banks, because they've been bought out. That are left out local, I don't think a lot of them have the services where they can do this type of management. But put it out there, see what happens.
Well, it chews up a lot of their assets because they have to pledge assets for the any amount over the FDIC. So, it's pretty much limited based on that, depending on the asset base and their abilities, because that reduces some of their ability to you have those back as for loans and so.
But so far, Frost is doing okay?
Yes.
Okay.
We haven't had any issues there. They've been handling, the representatives always, our officer is always on, when I call, we call and talk to them. They get everything that we need to get it right away. We have the face-to-face, one-on-one contact with them. Nice.
Makes a difference.
Yeah.
Any other questions on that?
A motion to receive the report. A motion to receive the report.
Oh, we need a motion for that? Take a motion that we receive the report.
I make a motion to receive the report.
Second.
Motion and a second, all in favor?
Aye.
Next up on our agenda is the meeting schedule for 2026.
So when can y'all make it here? It's really what it means.
It was just making sure that everybody was okay with the schedule, and that it was, we also changed the time to be 9:30. So we just wanted to make sure everybody was on
Does that work
board.
for everybody? Yes, no, maybe.
Yes.
9:30?
9:30 on Thursdays works?
Gotta be small.
I'm okay with 9 a.m. still. Everybody is.
Works for me.
I love 9 a.m.
8 a.m.? You're.
I mean, I kind of like 6:30, but you know.
AM.
AM. No, I'm kidding.
9 a.m.
Yeah.
We were at 9 first, right? And then we went to 10.
Is that okay?
If we move it?
Yeah.
To 9?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's where we were in the first
I
place.
know.
Kind of screws up.
Why did we
I'm good
move it
with
to 10? Was it because of somebody? And I can't remember.
I think because we moved the date, so it shifted everybody's schedule.
Thursday.
Yeah.
To Thursday, we moved from
Wednesday to
Wednesday to
Yeah,
Thursday.
that's right.
That kind of
Yeah,
shifted
Wednesday.
everybody's schedule too. I think that was the reason.
I don't remember. I don't remember.
Is what it was.
I don't sleep.
I'll make a motion to move the meetings for 2026 to 9 a.m.
On the same date.
The same dates that we have here.
I'll second that.
Motion and second, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Well, feeling as things come along, some of those dates may always change.
Things happen.
They may have an executive session.
No.
Executive session. And we'll skip discussion of items in executive. So, on to you, Mayor.
All right, so as we stated here previously, we are engaging with Carr, Riggs, and Ingram for accounting services. They'll be starting by end of week. As I stated, they've already requested information of staff, and they are getting that to them. So, you know, they're gonna kind of overlook what our processes have been. I'm sure they will. We'll be working hand in hand, whatever they need, so that they can do an assessment of where we are for 25 and move forward with that, and hopefully get that done a lot sooner than this last year, than the prior year of 24. So that's all we have on that. An update on the 45th Annual Conference at TAD. I believe, Irene, we have everybody except 2 that have answered, or have you already
You're not
received?
going, Mr. Vaca?
At this point, no.
Okay. The only one that I need is Ms. Evelyn.
Okay, we'll reach out to her today to get an answer. And other than that, we've gotten everybody registered who has requested to participate, and so you should be getting information on that. And that's all I have. Oh, I'm sorry. So, and lastly, the next board meeting will be February the 12th, 2026 at 9 a.m.
Okay, any questions for Deborah?
No, good job.
All right, any suggested items for the next meeting?
I do, I'd like to do that truth and taxation discussion on the next meeting in February, so we can kind of discuss the things Susie's been asking for, explanation of not just the refinery issue and so forth, but also just the general truth and taxation, how it applies to everything, so we all have a better understanding of that. And then I anticipate that probably lasts about 15 to 20 minutes.
Okay.
So I don't see any need to do a workshop or anything on that.
Any other items? James? Nothing?
Not a thing.
All right, if there's nothing else, I'll take a motion to adjourn.
So move.
All right.
Motion second. All in favor? All right, meeting adjourned.
Bye. Bye. Bye, guys.
Bye.